Anthony Davis just scored 99 points in 2 games. Shaq with a unibrow? But that caps off a stretch of games that has a lot of people believing that Anthony Davis could be the best player in the NBA. This was all supposed to happen a lot earlier. 5 years ago, Anthony Davis finished 3rd in MVP voting at the age of 24. Even he believed that he was the best player ahead of LeBron and Durant. And it wasn't just him. Analysts, fans, even you were calling the story. When the Lakers won a championship, it was a foregone conclusion, but it never happened. Even in the beginning of this season, somehow the Lakers' struggles were blamed on Anthony Davis not being the same dominant player. This was just 3 days ago.
Because he didn't want it bad enough.
Now he's averaging 18.1 points in the paint, leading the league in rebounding, and has his highest field goal percentage of his career. He was able to go head to head with the most dominant player in the NBA, Giannis, and come out on top. Just a year ago, even when AD was healthy, Giannis made him look like he was moving in slow motion, scoring over double the points, 47 to 18. And if you're liking the content, feel free to subscribe because over 75% of y'all aren't. We're trying to get to Anthony Davis's 59% field goal percentage. The idea was that AD was more talented but didn't have the same mentality as Giannis. It almost looked like Anthony Davis gave up, but something was different then. Because it took Anthony Davis 11 years, but he finally pulled off one thing that has changed his career: becoming a center. What is up, dudes, Cadets, Ballers, Players? It's your boy MJ. This is the first season that Anthony Davis has embraced being a center. If we take a look at his percentage of minutes played at power forward and center throughout his career, he has primarily played power forward with 2 of his best individual seasons in 2017-2018, when he averaged 28 points a game and nearly won both MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, coming when he played nearly 50% or more at the center spot. And this season, he's at 98%. But does that even mean anything? Here's a chart of his points per 100 possessions at each position by year. It's clear to see that AD is simply more effective offensively as a center. But even as a center, he hadn't fully committed to it certain seasons. When we think of a center, we think of the tallest player on the floor, a guy who dominates on the inside. Wilt, Shaq. Modern day, we go to Embiid. But the NBA has changed. Centers come in all shapes and sizes. In a good way! Which means AD actually is at times the biggest guy on the floor. He's been an MVP level before, but this feels different.
What do you mean by that?
During the 2020 Bubble Championship, he dominated from the inside and outside. 18% of his field goal attempts were catch and shoot threes. This year, that number is down to 6%.
Oh my God!
In fact, he's pretty much stopped shooting from the outside altogether. He shot 23% from 3 in the past 2 seasons. Maybe he had a wake-up call when Nurkic said, nah. All of this seems more sustainable. You see, AD sorta had a problem. He was capable of a whole lot. He grew up playing point guard till sophomore year of high school, so he liked to handle the ball, shoot from the outside. It's why AD be taking the most difficult mid-ranges, fading away, and missing. Instead of realizing he's 6'10 with a 7'6" wingspan and faster than most forwards. Sometimes when you have a deep bag, you forget your strengths. Sorry, ball don't stop. Kobe said this about taller guys when talking about Shaq.
They don't want to be tall. They don't want to be big.
Now, 72% of his shots are within 10 feet of the basket, a career high. He only takes 3.6 attempts outside of 15 feet. That's his lowest amount ever. But AD has refused to play center throughout his whole career. He's made it known since his Pelicans days. In 2016, the first season he played more minutes at center than power forward, AD said, if somebody asked me, I would definitely say I'm a power forward. No hesitation.
The fans have never seen anything like this in their lives before.
Even on one of his first Laker interviews, he mentioned, I like playing the 4. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, I like playing the 4. I don't really like playing the 5. So yeah, it's a reoccurring theme. Lakers Vice President Rob Pelinka backed the team's newest addition right away. saying, "We want a decade of dominance out of him here, right? So we gotta do what's best for his body. Having him bang against the biggest centers in the West every night is not what's best for his body." So hoping AD would stay healthy, they went out and got Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee, assuring AD would spend limited time at the 5, trying to keep him healthy. As a result, yeah, it worked. The Lakers owned one of the best defenses in the NBA and went on to win the championship in the 2020 season. Get Dwight back.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
But he's internalized the image of being a center, which has led to some key changes. But first, what do you think this lineup needs? The brow. But you could prove me wrong and make your own lineups with the channel sponsor SoRare. You get 20 free common cards when you sign up to create lineups and compete with thousands of other players already playing the game. In the marketplace, you can go after whatever card you want. I might want to go after Anthony Davis. There are live auctions every day which you can bid on or just buy it outright. Anthony Davis outperforming himself every night. But you gotta be strategic. It can't all be superstars. You gotta find players that are trending up, like Larry Bird. That boy different.
Turns the shot away.
Each player card has a point value based on their average fantasy score in the last 10 games. If you buy 5 cards from the marketplace, you'll get 1 free limited card on me if you use my link in the description. And then you can enter other tier competitions and get even more rewards. So go check them out. It's free, fun, and helps channel. Living in the paint as the only big man for the Lakers is contributing to his league best 12.8 boards per game. But it's not just that the ball is bouncing to him. He leads the league in contested rebounds, grabbing 7.4 per game, a full board more than the next closest player. He also leads the league in second chance points, points in the paint, putback scoring, and total dunks. Yeah, AD is playing like a big. After his 55-point outburst, he's up to 9th in scoring. He's also doing all of this on relatively low usage. He's 21st in usage, used 10% less than guys like Giannis and Embiid. Giannis is also someone who lives in the paint, but he gets a lot of his points in the fast break, 6.1 of the 19.7. AD relies a bit more on his teammates to set him up, namely LeBron and Westbrook. Westbrook's emergence off the bench has given AD a lot of easier buckets. AD has been ultra elite as the pick and roll man, scoring 7 points per game on 68% effective field goal percentage. For context, Embiid is number 1, scoring 7.5 on 55%. AD has been good scoring off the cut too, shooting 80% effective field goal percentage. He's coming to the paint more than ever and finishing. He's playing like a true big, cutting to the paint even with the Lakers not having any spacing. At one point during this streak of good games, he went 8 games without hitting a 3. His recent dominance inside has opened up some wide open 3-point attempts, which he's knocking down, but now he's choosing it instead of forcing it. We'll see if he can keep shooting at 40% from 3, but it almost doesn't matter if he keeps up this torture chamber in the paint. Fast forward to this season, and nothing has changed about AD. When talking about Darvin Ham, he said, I'm pretty sure he heard AD wants to play the 4, so he knows where I stand. But at the end of the day, I want to win, so if that's me playing the 5, that's what it's gotta be. Wait, what? Wow, man's really spoke about himself in 3rd person. The heck you think this is? GTA? If this was, he wouldn't get injured.
Hey, hold on.
Darvin Ham said he was heavily considering playing AD at the center, and he has, even as the Lakers' big men have come back from injury. Now that we all know that AD doesn't want to play center, why is he so hesitant? AD mentioned that he enjoyed playing the 4 because he can roam around the court more defensively and help in contesting more shots versus at center, where he's forced to play closer to the basket. And earlier this season, AD also mentioned how he's not playing more aggressive, and that's due to the fact that he fears he may injure himself again. And that's fair. Prior to 2021, he played in 82% of all possible games, and for the most part, it was an equal mix of power forward and center, or more power forward. The last 2 seasons, he's only played in 50% of games, looking like he's having a season-ending injury every time he's on the floor.
Ow.
He got the nickname Street Clothes,
I call him Anthony Street Clothes Davis because he's always in street clothes.
although Kawhi might need to get that new title. But let's take a look at that defensive claim. Here's a chart of AD's defensive rating per 100 possessions, by position, by year. Here, lower is better, and maybe early on in his career, he had a point. But eventually, being a center actually leads to similar or even better defensive ratings, especially his time on the Lakers. And as we've seen with the offensive chart, his offense at center is significantly better. And once again, he hasn't played a significant amount of minutes at power forward this season to have a power forward stat for this year. We're seeing AD anchor the defense right now. He may not be blocking as many shots, but with how the NBA has changed with small ball, he's kind of doing everything a power forward would, while being a shot blocking threat and modifying shots. So after years of everyone saying that Davis could be unstoppable, after years of coaches trying to move him to center, it's finally happened. Darvin Ham's done it again. He convinced Westbrook to come off the bench, and now he's convinced AD to play like a big man. As long as AD, knock on wood, stays healthy. Please, AD. Please. Bruh, AD just got sick while I was editing this? But more importantly, we're finally seeing what we thought we'd see years ago. AD being the most dominant player in the NBA. The all-day notification shout goes to Unpax. Thanks for the all-day support. If you want to know why Russ is playing well, but the Lakers still don't care, there's a video right here. And if you're still here, you'll really want to comment dominant so I know. It's your boy MJ. We out. We vibe.